Hey gang, Milkhouse founder Eric Sparrow here, and in this next video we're going to talk about how to wick your jars in a very quick and efficient way, or at least one way that we've done it at Milkhouse, utilizing our now semi-retired wickinator. So stay tuned, here it comes. Okay, so apologies, I didn't get the audio recorded when I did this, but this is our wickinator. It's a custom built piece of machinery where we took magnets like the one you see here, hardware store magnets, and we lined them up one after another, glued them to the top of this board. And you're gonna find out here soon what that means and why we did it. We also have a magnet here in the middle of this. This is a jar centering or a wick centering device that we use rare earth magnets. So these magnets are expensive. They're probably 10 bucks a piece, maybe more. We just drilled them into this board, and then we had templates, which I'm not using here. Like I said, this wickinator hasn't been used in a long time. That's why it's in our warehouse right here. But the idea is you put your jar on the magnet. The magnet is strong enough that it holds the metal clip dead center in the middle of that jar, and it holds it nice and strong. So in the case of what we're doing here, we're trying to get you a quicker way to wick your jar. So we're gonna use silicone instead of hot glue. Hot glue obviously melts hot, it kind of strings up, it has some issues. Taking a look at our wickinator, we put this on wheels so we could roll it around the plant wherever we wanted to. We put two sides on this so you get two people wicking at a time. I'm gonna go ahead and mount the camera here. But what you're gonna see me do here is we're gonna set up the wicks upside down on these magnets. So we're gonna overlap them as you're about to see here. In this case, I'm doing 12 jars. Normally, when we were really using this thing, we would have a pallet of jars on one side. You can order your wicks if you're doing that many, to custom size so that you don't need them. These are going to be a little bit too long for what we're doing because this is just a small batch demonstration. But I'm going to line up. I know I got 12 jars, so I'm going to line up 12 wicks. See how I overlap them here? And that's important because you can just save space and it creates a lot less mess. You'll see what I mean here when I take out the caulk gun and draw a bead of caulk on them. But this caulk is 100% silicone. It is windows, doors, and siding. It's the clear stuff. It's a great adhesive because it adheres better to the bottom of your jar than hot glue. It's more forgiving in the time that you can take with your jar. Hot glue, of course, sets up very, very fast. It doesn't adhere as well to the jar as silicone does. And because of the magnets on the bottom of this board, as you can see, simply dropping the magnet in the bottom centers that wick, and as long as I pick that jar straight up off the magnet, it's not going to slide around in there. So it sticks enough, it's tacky enough, that I can just pick that jar up, put it back in the box. And if you're wondering, well, it's silicone, it's not hard the way a melted glue would be at this point. The answer is that's true. With about 10 minutes time, you should be able to pour a candle and put enough pressure on that wick to lock that wick in place with whatever wick centering device you're using. After an hour, that thing is really solidified in the bottom. So you can totally pick up the jar and swing it around your head if you wanted to. So this is the concept. And of course, if you're doing larger batches, you probably getting more jars prepared. You're loading up this board with all 6 of them. And often we'll just string up about 2 minutes worth of work of wicks on this wick, whatever you want to call it, this line of magnets that you have here. But there you go. There's 12 jars all done just like that.